Hi there, it's Kim Knight from the Art of Health and Science of Wellbeing, aka the Kiwi Health Detective. And in this video I'd like to share a little of how I come to be doing what I'm doing. So this is the About Me section. So I'm originally from the UK and I've been living in New Zealand for the past 25 years. And through a series of events I now come to be a health coach, helping people overcome stress, burnout, exhaustion, overwhelm, chronic pain and chronic fatigue. And the reason I'm doing this is because of my own personal journey. I didn't plan this. This wasn't on my agenda, if you like, for what I would be doing in this lifetime. But through my own experience of having to go through recovery from chronic illness, including chronic fatigue and clinical depression, I travelled a long journey and came out the other side and then saw that I had the ability to help others. Now, my journey started probably when I was in my late 20s and I was diagnosed with clinical depression, and that got more and more severe until I ended up in hospital. And then I came through that, or thought I was coming through that, and then a few years later was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome and had to leave work quite suddenly. And for the next 10 years I searched for answers, and it took me that long to find those answers. It was a long journey. I really wanted to give up many times, but something inside me kept me going. And after about 6 years of searching, I really had quite a turning point when I really started to understand what really creates illness. And I understood the connection between the mind, the emotions, the physical body and spirit. And that was a major turning point. But even after that, I still had to work at bringing myself back to health. It took me another few years, trying lots of different therapies. And eventually I came out the other side. So it was a long journey. And in the course of that, not because I wanted to be a therapist or wanted to train as a therapist, but I was studying so many methods just to get myself well, I ended up training to professional level in some of the therapies that I was just using for myself. And once I became well, I asked myself, so what am I going to do now? Because by then it had been 10 years on and off that I'd not been able to work properly. And I decided to start working as a therapist. So it wasn't really planned, it just happened, and here I am now 10 years later. So that's a little bit about my journey. And the reason I share that is that it's so important to be guided by somebody who's been there before. And to also know that it is possible to change your current situation, whatever that is. So if you're experiencing either depression or physical symptoms or pain or exhaustion or whatever it is, I really want you to know that you can get better. Because unfortunately, many of the people anyway that come to me, they've been told by other practitioners, well, you just have to live with it, you just have to manage your pain, you have to manage your depression. And I don't believe that to be the case. I know that we're designed to be healthy and happy, and we just have to know how to get back to that place of authentic happiness and health. So that's a little bit about me and who I am. And what I do is, as I said at the beginning, I help people to overcome chronic pain, chronic illness, inexplicable symptoms that just don't seem to have a cause, stress, anxiety, depression, an unending list of symptoms and diagnoses. And I don't really focus so much on the label of whatever somebody has been given, because that is just the end result. I'm all about getting to the cause and helping you understand what has caused this problem and what do you need to do to resolve it. So you're probably asking yourself now, well, how do I do this? How do we get from A to B or A to Z? Well, there are three core aspects to how I work, which I refer to as ACE. The first aspect is my approach, which I've already started to talk about just before, is that we work on identifying and revealing the root cause of the problem. And then once we've done that, it's very clear what the solutions are. So that is my approach. It's quite unique because I'm always focusing on what is causing the problem and resolving that. It's like pulling the roots of a plant out. You're not just trimming the leaves or even the branches. You're pulling the roots of that weed out so that that weed never grows again. And the second aspect is my commitment. I am totally 100% committed to you being happy and healthy and achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. So I have a very high level of commitment to my clients, and that means I'm committed to you and you are committed to you, and we're committed to working together as a team. And the third aspect is my experience, which I explained before, is my own personal journey of recovery from chronic illness and chronic unhappiness and many years of training, thousands and thousands of dollars invested in my training, and working with hundreds of clients over the last 10 years, helping them get the results that they want to get. So those are those three aspects. And as far as the actual methods and the delivery, I work with a number of really cutting edge methods or therapies that have really started to come to the fore in the last 10 years. So some of them are quite new, but it's really on the cutting edge of where health and medicine is going today. So I'm very excited to be riding the crest of that wave along with some of my colleagues. And as far as delivery, I work one-on-one, and I work in groups, sometimes in workshops, and I also have online self-paced programs. So there's a variety of ways that you can learn this wonderful information that I love to share. And lastly, when? Well, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready to say, yes, I want to get over this problem, I want a better life, I want my health back, I want to be happy, and I want to get on and live my life and fulfill my dreams. So if this resonates, do get in touch, and I look forward to speaking with you.